Hello everybody, SSA here, aka Super Soon Arashi, and welcome to the ArashiDex. In this series, I will showcase one individual Pokemon and show you how to use it competitively from my own personal experience. If you have any suggestions for the ArashiDex, leave them in the comment section below or send me a tweet. But without further ado, let's dive into this episode of the ArashiDex. In today's entry of the ArashiDex, we're going to take a look at a mon that has been just recently introduced in the new Pokemon games, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that is the Bug Fairy type Ribombee. Now Ribombee is the evolved form of Cutiefly who evolves into level 25. And when Ribombee was announced, I was so extremely happy because I really loved the design and I really hoped that Ribombee would be good when it comes to competitive. And it can be good in competitive because Ribombee's speed is so amazing. Of all the mons in Alola, Ribombee has such a high speed and also a decent special attack that works well with it. So again, I'm going to show you guys two forms of how you can use Ribombee from my own personal experience and how I would use it, but you can go a lot of ways with these and I will, talk about that while I am showing you guys the sets and that kind of stuff. So let me go to the very first set, and that is a more offensive set when you look at Ribombee. And with that, in my opinion, put a life orb on it because this thing is gonna hit hard. Ability, that's the only downside of Ribombee in my honest opinion, is that the abilities Ribombee has isn't going to work out a lot in competitive, but I mean, you could go either way. Shield, I prefer Shield Dust because it could be very useful in the end game. But I mean, Sweet Feel can also work very well if you're going for a more, VGC kind of format. So it depends on what you're running, but I'm going to put it on Shield Dust for now. But you can go either way. Honey Gather is the worst out of the three. I mean, the worst of all the hidden abilities in my opinion. But it is what it is. Now if we go for the attacks, I have Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, Moonblast and Psychic. Now again, same with Sweet Feel for VGC. Instead of Moonblast you can go for Dazzling Gleam, and Bug Buzz you can go for Pollen Puff. But because Bug Buzz is a lot more useful because you have a 10% chance to lower the target special defense by 1, and Moonblast is just a more powerful attack, I would suggest these two and then Psychic just for coverage. And if we look at the strat, you can actually see that I've put it in a lot of investment in special attack and speed because you are going to try to outspeed your opponent and you're going to try to hit hard with that special attack. So be sure to put modest nature on it with the life orb. This thing is gonna hit so hard, and I really love that Ribombee's speed is one of the best when it comes to the new introduced Pokemon in the new games Pokemon Sun and Moon, because a lot of mons in Pokemon Sun and Moon are so slow. So it's good to see a mon out there that can actually do a lot with his speed. And yeah, the only downside of Ribombee is his low HP and physical defense and special defense, so be sure to look out for that. But in my next set, we're going for a more defensive Ribombee where you can get used to that special defense and speed. Special defense and speed, yeah. So let me go to the next set. So here we have an Assault Vest Ribombee, but you can also, run a Citrus Berry or Leftovers. It depends on your preference when using a more special defensive Ribombee. So again, Shield Dust. If you want to go for a more VGC like Ribombee, you can go for Sweet Feel, but Shield Dust in my opinion works the best. And because we have the Assault Vest, I have only attacking moves here, but if you put on a Leftovers or a Citrus Berry, you can, maybe instead of Energy Ball run Protect or maybe Substitute. But I am, showing you guys the Assault Vest Ribombee I've worked out. So let me go with Bug Buzz, Moonblast, Psychic, Energy Ball again. Moonblast, Psychic, you can go for Dazzling Gleam or Pollen Puff on Bug Buzz, or maybe Pollen Puff instead of Psychic. So you have two more step moves. And if you look at the spread, we have a, a lot of investment in speed with Calm Nature, so boost special defense and lowers attack. And the rest of the special AVs in special attack. You can also go for more, on HP. You can even speed crit a lot more, like let's say put that investment in speed and all of it in HP. Maybe in defense. Again, it depends on your personal preferences. I would suggest put a decent amount in speed, so you have a high chance of outspeeding a lot of mods, and put red special attack so you can still hit hard while you are still, running a special defensive Ribombee here. I really love the Ribombee because you can go either way with it, with its special attack and special defense. The only downside, again, I have to say this, is it slow HP and defense. And if you're not running a special defensive Ribombee, its special defensive can also, maybe cause some trouble. But if used right, Ribombee can hit hard, and it's one of my favorite mon introduced in Generation 7. So if you want to go for a more fast special sweeper, you can run this set. If you want to run more for a special defensive while still hitting hard, so a more mixed Ribombee, you can go for this set. And again, you can put on leftovers if you want. You can put on a citrus berry, for example, and instead of psychic or energy ball, you can put in a protect, or maybe a substitute, or maybe you can even go for a more approach with the baton pass, because Ribombee gets baton pass, and you can maybe go for a quiver dance, baton pass, moonblast, bug buzz set, more special defensive, try to get as much quiver dances up, and then baton pass out into a next mon that can make use of that. So that's all, everything you can use with Ribombee, in my honest opinion. Again, the ability, it depends on what you're going for. If you are playing in a more, league draft format, maybe Shield Dust is more, your kind of taste. If you're running a VGC kind of Ribombee, Sweetfield is probably the best option in my honest opinion. But yeah, when it comes to this defensive Ribombee, you can go Citrus Berry, Assault Vest, or a Leftovers. But yeah, that is my honest opinion about Ribombee, how I would run Ribombee. I really love Ribombee, I said that before, and I'm going to use it a lot, and maybe perhaps in League Draft format itself. So FBL Season 3, you better watch out. But yeah, this is my entry for Ribombee in the ArashiDex. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you do, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate if you do that. But I'm going to leave it down here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next entry of the ArashiDex. Bye bye!